Hi guys, and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be talking about my gecko's personalities. Now, I was asked over here if I could do a video like this, so here I am. I figured I'd ask you guys on Instagram what you'd like me to talk about by finishing the question, which of your geckos is? So first, let's start off with which of your geckos is the smartest? So I would say Lyra, but she once tried to eat the comments on a live stream.
Oh no, she's trying to eat the comments!
So I think I'll go with Ziggy, mainly because she's a great escape artist. I don't know if you remember, but I did a video about her escaping overnight in my room, and she'd managed to figure out that the vent on the roof could be lifted. She then got out all night, the vent fell back in place so it looked like nothing had even happened, and the following night she tried to do the same thing. Like, she remembered what she did, she retraced her steps. I mean, she's smart, so for now I'm going to say she's the smartest. Next, which of your geckos is the clumsiest? Okay, this is between Lyra or Minnie, but I think I'll go with Minnie only because she will just keep walking, like off your arm or off any surface with no sense of like height or falling. She'll just continue walking. And I know leopard geckos are kind of known for being a bit clumsy as they walk around, like they do kind of just waddle forward, but most of my geckos will stop when they come to the end of my hand, or they'll at least hold on, whereas Minnie will literally just keep walking. If you didn't check on her, she'd just fall straight off your arms. So I'm gonna say, yeah, she's probably the clumsiest.
Oh god! She's okay. She just tried to be a crested gecko.
Which is the best hunter? I wonder who this could be. Yeah, it's Diego. Diego is pretty much like, he'll eat everything. I've never really had to like assist feed, hand feed him. Besides in this video, like I rarely ever actually hand feed him. He doesn't really go off his food. Maybe in like the height of partial brumation, but other than that, no, he's a great hunter. Which of your geckos is the smelliest? Drogo. Definitely Drogo. In his time, he has done a few dirty protests, shall we say, which, like, yeah, they've been very graphic. I apologise, but these are the photos, and it's always right at the front of his tank, and believe me when I tell you, the smell is horrific. So he's definitely the smelliest. Next one is, which of your geckos is the most stubborn? Okay, all in all, like, over the ovulation period, all the girls are extremely stubborn, but out of all of them, I'm going to go with Gizmo, only because although Ziggy will flat out refuse food, she keeps her weight on really well, so that it doesn't look like she's starving, whereas Gizmo will drop so much weight, she will absolutely refuse food, even waxworms. Even if you put a little bit of food slightly in her mouth to see if she'll bite down and then eat it, she'll just spit it out. She is so stubborn during this time. She will get so skinny, but thankfully once she does finally start eating, her weight bounces back straight away. So the next one is, who is the speediest shedder? Okay, 100% Lyra. Like, I rarely see Lyra shed. It's harder to see that she's about to shed because she doesn't go pale and crispy. Like, it's not as noticeable as a leopard gecko. You just think she's fired down. The biggest giveaway, I guess, is you notice she's not really sticking to stuff, even though the humidity's correct and everything, and that's usually she's literally about to shed. But when it comes to actually shedding, because she has a correct humidity and everything, it just slips off. She eats it really quickly. There's no evidence. Like, if I didn't know her better, I'd assume she never sheds. And I know a lot of new crested gecko owners worry their gecko isn't shedding. They're just so quick at it, and it's harder to notice in comparison to other reptiles. So the next one is, which of your geckos is the most timid? I'd say Minnie. I think she's always been a lot more timid than the others, or at least she's easier to accidentally spook, and I think this is due to her dodgy eye. It's obviously a vulnerability of hers. If she was in the wild, she would have to, I mean, I don't know if she would have survived, but I feel she would have to really be on her game. So yeah, she's definitely more timid. Like, she'll come up to the glass, you'll see her come out on me, but like, say she was approaching me and someone suddenly walked in the room, that could spook her quite easily and she'd run off. So she's definitely the most timid one. Who is the best splooter? I mean, obviously Ziggy. I mean, she is the star of the Sploot Like You Mean It t-shirt that you can actually get from my Teespring if you're wondering. They're all great splooters. This is the thing, like a lot of reptiles, especially leopard geckos, are known for sleeping weird, and we like to call it splooting. But since I've had the deep heat projector, because she's laying out and about a lot more, I see her a lot more, and I managed to capture these a lot more, and they're just, some of them are just wow. So yes, Ziggy has done some wonderful sploots in her time. So the next one is the naughtiest. Now, I will say they can all be a little bit naughty when they kick dirt in their water bowls. It happens, especially breeding season, everyone's kicking dirt. But if we're talking about repeat offenders, I would say Diego, because, okay, so I got these calcium dishes back in a video I did in December. I was going through some items you can get for you or your reptiles off of Etsy, and one of those items were these calcium dishes that could not be kicked over. And we sort of know, like, our geckos will walk into their calcium dish, it goes everywhere, you don't want it. So one that couldn't be kicked over was ideal. So it seems like Diego realised he couldn't knock it over, so what did he do? He buried it. And yeah, anytime I refill it, put new calcium dust in it, he will just bury it. So he is very, very naughty. And finally, which of your geckos is the noisiest at night? Now, if we don't count the geckos scratching on the glass occasionally, and this is usually during breeding season, if you have really hot weather or, you know, it is breeding season, they will scratch and scratch. Now, it's nowhere near as bad as I imagine having like a bearded dragon or a monitor lizard, because those nails are really loud. But out of all the geckos, on average, I'd say probably the noisiest is Lyra, only because she whizzes around her tank. She has so much energy. I'll hear her like jumping and landing on the glass or a plant, and you know, it's really cool actually seeing her utilize all the space in her tank, be really active. I wish I could capture it more, but it's just so dark in my room that, and when it happens, it's just suddenly so, you know, abrupt that it's too late to film, if that makes sense. But I would say it's not noisy like if you had a hamster in your room or chinchillas like I used to. It's more like comical, because you're just like, oh, that's Lyra going around. It's not, it wouldn't wake you up, it wouldn't give you trouble sleeping. If you were worried about having a crested gecko in your bedroom, trust me, I sleep with 6 geckos in my bedroom and it's really not a problem. Anyway, I hope this has been somewhat insightful. If you are a creator out there and want to do something like this, go for it. Like, you don't have to use the same ones as me. Like what I did, you can ask on Instagram for people's suggestions, but I'd love to see this for like a range of different animals. Maybe you've got snakes or hamsters or guinea pigs, whatever it is. It'd be really interesting to see. Before I go though, I did just want to do a massive shout out to Jezebel, who has been a patron of this channel for an entire year. So thank you so much to Jezebel. I'll leave her link below so you can check her out. If you haven't already though, please subscribe, but thank you for watching guys, and goodbye.